Please welcome Sema and Semra. You already clapped, that's fine. I'm really happy to have you both here. And as I was saying, when I was putting together this program, I set myself a really strict set of parameters in terms of only showing films from the 70s. And then I saw this. It was made in 1979, but released officially in 1980. And I decided to break my own rule because it remains a really special film. It was, up until 2 years ago, almost not talked about. It doesn't exist in the conversation, especially in Germany, of what you think of as Turkish German cinema, which starts 5 years later with 40 square meters. So coming across it was, it felt especially exciting, and I'm happy to be able to present it and have you both here. Let's have some water. Maybe living and working in Berlin, I'm much more aware of the history of Turkish migration into Germany and Berlin especially, but maybe for an audience outside, could you give some historical context to not just Turkish migration, but also maybe your own history of coming to Germany?
So thank you that you had the time and that you are still here and watch this 44-year-old film. This film is my diploma film for the film school. And I was the first Turkish girl with migrant parents who made, how do you call it, A-levels, baccalaureate in Germany. And I was the first Turkish girl who was in a film school, 1973. But then I stopped my studies in the film school because for me it was more important to help the migrant girls, migrant women. And I worked as a social worker for a couple of years. And then after so many years, I thought, well, all these people, they buy houses in Turkey, and they have money, and I still don't know how to earn my living. And then I went back to school and I made my diploma film. And one thing, when this film was even then. Was shown on several festivals. But one day, it was film festival in Mannheim. I was sitting with the audience, and the women beside me were talking, God, who made this film? What is this for a Turkish family? The director has no idea how Turkish workers are. And then I said, I'm sorry, but that's my family. I know only these kind of Turkish families because my background, the background of our parents are städtisch. They don't come from Anatolia, from villages. The father from Istanbul, mother from Zonguldak, which is in a coal mining area with lots of industry. So, and our mother was very good at school. At 17, she had to finish the school because her father died. And they had no money, and she thought she must take a job and work for they are living for her and for her mother. But even in Germany, when I was in high school, she could, how do you say it?
She
God,
could solve your math problems.
mathematic problems, algebra,
sorry.
and chemistry, and so on. She couldn't speak German very well, but she just looked at my books and said, "Why don't you understand it? It's so easy." So we are very lucky. We had this mother who was very. How can I say? She wanted that we finish the school and that we study. So, and as you have seen in the film, many scenes we really have lived these kind of scenes in our family. Yeah. Yeah, well, then I know it is very difficult to ask questions after a film, but just try. We are here, we can try to answer. Maybe just...
I have some questions.
Yeah, okay.
Sema,
Okay. Okay.
It's okay. I mean, you can also ask questions here.
Sister, use the microphone.
Yeah. You can also talk.
No, when people don't
exactly.
ask questions, then I say, so I must tell something.
Yeah, go.
Just to know in which way is this film. Hallo, ich komme aus Berlin, also nur nebenbei gesagt. Now my question was, in which way the film is it autobiographical? Because you say that you many scenes you knew and so on, and you were telling a bit about your family, but I didn't really get. Sorry, maybe I wasn't attentive enough. But is this really your family? These were your parents, and how did you imagine the film? I mean, there are so many questions. Actually, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start. But please tell more about everything.
Well, this is, of course, not our family, but very similar to our family. And because we know only these kind of Turkish families, that's why this family is like this. Because we are not Anatolians, and I don't know how Anatolian women live, speak, eat, make love. I don't know. I only know this, Kleinbürger, how do you say it? Petit bourgeois, Turkish petit bourgeois families. But one scene when father is looking for Gölge and gives her a slap.
That was my dad. A scene from the scene that really happened.
Yes.
Because we came too late from the school party, and he was waiting in the streets where we are, looking for us.
We said we are back at 10 o'clock, and it was midnight.
It was past 10, so he was waiting, and he slapped me in front of everybody, and I was so ashamed that my father behaved in that way, but he was just scared what would happen to us that's a long time ago,
But we must say he slept like this because our father is a sportsman. He was a boxer. He started with boxing, and he had medals for wrestling. A very strong man. So he never ever. I think that was the first time.
That he
the
ever
only
hit.
time he gave us how do you call it? He slapped us. But like I said, with the tips of the fingers like this, because he knew when he slaps, then it's broken. So and for 2 years I did not speak to him. For 2 years, just yes, no, and he was simply dying dying because he was very fond of his girls. Yeah.
I think I felt more than just a tiny slap. I think it was more the shame, probably.
Yeah.
But it really did hurt. Of course, he didn't slap full. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Sema,
Sorry. Yeah.
mikrofonu konuş.
Yeah.
Could-
you
Could
have
we
the-
come back to the DFFB and
Yeah.
the film school where you made the
Yeah.
film? Can you tell a little bit about how it was to study and make the film together with Sophocles?
Yeah,
who was,
I was the first Turkish migrant's daughter in this film school. Usually it is about 20 or 25 pupils, they pass the exams. And I don't think I was very good in my exams, but I was probably very exotic then. And they said, wow, the first time there's a Turkish girl, and so she must be in the school. And I made this film. This is, as I said, not only my diploma films, but also from Sophocles Adamidis, who is Greek from Crete. And he was my best friend. And I think without him, I don't know if I was able to make the film from A to Z. Because he is a philosopher. He studied philosophy before that, and he was very disciplined, really disciplined, not like me. And from here, thank you. And Sophocles, we thought, because for many, many years we couldn't find him, and someone said he's dead. And now, 2 years ago, we found him on Crete. So we are writing, and I told him that what a pity he is not here, but my love and greetings from here to Crete, to Sophocles. And all the apartment in this film is in the studio. We made everything ourselves, really, everything. We built this flat in the studio of the Film Academy. It was your...
The bedspreads and everything, they are mine. And the photos are from our own family. Half of our inventory came from our apartments because, we didn't have any money. We were lucky the TV gave us some money, and there was some money from the film school. So we did everything ourselves.
Yeah.
And was Sema always going to be Gölge? When you say it's autobiographical, were you always thinking of having...
Yeah, Semra started as an actress. She had acting lessons, and she started as an actress, and it was clear that she is going to play.
Yes,
Gölge.
but it was very difficult. I actually wanted to go to the theater school, and then I didn't know if I have enough talent, and my sister thought I do have talent, so we asked a German actor who was also at the academy. And I played 3 parts, 2 classical and 1 modern part, so that he could tell me what he thinks of my talent. And he said, okay, you have to be very careful if you do your exams at the academy, because they are going to say you can never play in Faust the Gretchen, you're not blonde enough, and these people doing the exams haven't played themselves on stage for ages, and they will look strangely at you, say, what does a Turkish girl want to do on a German stage? So I was prepared. I failed the exams, but I didn't give up, and I continued bit by bit, and mostly on TV. But I practically gave up acting after 25 years, because when I started, there were no parts with headscarves. But the scripts kept changing, and it was always Anatolian people with headscarves, very religious, and and the older I got, so I played mums with headscarves and etc. And in the end, I said, you don't need actors to play these parts, because it's small parts here and there. You just, you can take anybody. And I was so fed up always playing these stereotypes. You get always cast with a Turkish name, you always play Turks. And now, more than ever, with headscarves. Because since the revolution in Iran, the religious people started growing, the number of religious people, and you saw more and more headscarves in the street. Now you even see chadors in Berlin. I'm really ashamed because it has become political. The headscarves, not normal headscarves, but here, you can't breathe and everything. And it's a political thing. And I hate it. We have fought for women's rights for ages. We've been to the streets and everything, all the demonstrations for nothing. What is this? I don't understand why they need to cover up their hair. There is no way the Quran says you have to cover up your hair. You are not supposed to show, breasts or deep necklines or whatever. If I go into a Catholic church in summertime, I always have a scarf around my shoulders, out of respect. But hiding my hair, what's that supposed to mean? What does that say about Muslim men? Excuse me, that is my main question. So I gave up acting. Some years ago, I started again because there was a very nice offer. And so I'm trying to keep on working, but, there are thousands of actors. It's very hard to get any part at all.
So my filmmaking career ended because our parents were very ill. Our mother had cancer.
This was the beginning of 2000s.
Yeah, she had a good job. She was working, and I was always working as a freelancer. So I had more time to take care of our parents. And for almost 6 years, I took care of my mother, she had cancer at the last stage, till she died. I was with them, she too. And but very strange thing happened. The day mother died, I get a phone call, and it was gute Zeiten, schlechte Zeiten, if I want to act the mother of the Turkish main character. And I thought, well, I'm an atheist, I don't believe. Then I talked to all the gods up there and said, thank you, because all my money was gone. I really had no money because I couldn't work for so many years. And so my TV career started. I'm not making any films anymore, but I'm very, how can I say, gefragt?
In demand.
In demand actress. And 15 years ago, Sharmin Lankov, the director of Maxim Gorki Theater, she took me on stage. First in Kreuzberg, I started there. I never wanted to be an stage actress, really, never. But now I'm in the ensemble of Maxim Gorki Theater in Berlin. So life is very strange. You don't know where you have to go. I'm 74 now, and 2-3 years ago, this film is discovered again, and I'm on several festivals in Germany, in Austria, and now I'm here with you. It's just incredible, yeah. And well, I'm now working and earning my money as an actress. And 2 years ago,
Yes. Doris Dörrie, a famous German director, shot a film named La Piscine. And it's a real story. In close to Freiburg, there was a swimming piscine where a group of German ladies, Turkish ladies, and Arabs fought each other. Really, they were fighting and hitting each other. They didn't get along. So, but the Germans and the Turks united against the Arabs because these ladies came in full chadors from Switzerland because they couldn't go anywhere to swim. And they came to Germany and tried, this was a day for ladies only. So it was a piscine for ladies only.
Besides, you see, I'm an actress by chance. I was acting in the films of my colleagues at film school, and I knew I'm not bad at all, but it's not the profession I learned. I'm a filmmaker, not an actress, but I'm good. Anyway, I have no casting videos, nothing. Then when Doris Dörrie asked me for the part of a Turkish grandma, I said, no, I'm not going to act anymore with a scarf, with a veil. I'm fed up. I earn really good money when I do these jobs, but I don't like it anymore. And the producer phoned me 10 times a day so that I say yes. And I said, no. Then Doris Dörrie phoned me, and then I said to her, look, our grandmother, she smoked 3 packets of cigarettes a day. She drank raki, wine, cognac, anything she could get, she was drinking.
Together with her husband, by the way.
Yeah, later also with me. I got my first cigarette at the age of 8 from my grandmother. And because she started smoking also at that age. And so I told her that this is the grandmother I know. And then Doris said, it's great. That's the character I want to have in the film. So I said, okay.
It's great fun.
And it was really
wonderful
great
shooting.
experience with her and with all these beautiful and talented other actors. And
98% were female actors, and we had 1 or 2 guys acting in the whole film. And it was shot in Bavaria in a big swimming pool. It was really wonderful and great crew as well. It was a great experience working with them.
You see, on stage, I'm also in a play by Gorky or Chekhov, or a new plays written by Turkish directors and writers, and I don't have to be Turkish mama with a scarf or veil. You see? And so theater changed a lot. And television, no. Cinema, yes, but television is just awful. Now television discovered the, how do you say it's correctly, political correctness. We have to be careful. Black German community. So in every film, in every TV film and series, even in a small village somewhere in Bavaria, you find a colored person. So you even today you don't find a Turkish doctor somewhere, or Turkish woman doctor, or you know what I
Or
mean?
lawyer, or lawyer or judge.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
And-
that's what's still remains so impressive about Gölge 44 years, is that it's still so far ahead of representing Turkish communities with this kind of complexity. It's really, it really still
Yeah.
holds up.
But Turkish after the Kemalist revolution, Atatürk's reforms, women. You could find women everywhere, in every profession. And I think when I was making documentaries for television, I had to do lots of research work. And I know that in Turkey, that time, there were more female professors at the universities than in Germany. Believe me. That's I can say that because I met that research work, really. And now it's changing rapidly, and with this Islamic people in the government, I don't know what's going to happen. We are so furious, really.
Any questions? Yep, yeah. I come up.
It's just to share that I'm a Turkish origin girl. I was born here. I grew up here. And I am also a Turkish director, film director. And I can recognize myself in your film. Even it's from 44 years ago. I can completely recognize my family, my mom, my father, my sisters, our little apartment, the everyday life, alienation. It's very wonderful. Thank you for this film.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You see, because I was in film school in the 70s, and I always work with no money in the films of film students, and now one of my best friends. He is a house director of Gölge Theater. He finished film school. He has a diploma from film school, but he could never make films. But he is a very talented director in theater. So I was in 2 films of him. And with one film, we have been in a festival. And there... a very sympathetic man came to me and said, I just saw your film, it's just great. It is a Kammerspiel, 20 minutes, short film. It tells the story of a mother with her son. The mother was a working woman in Germany. She left Germany. She comes back to see her son, who is studying in Berlin. And almost 95% of the film is in one room, like in my film. And he said, well, this film is so good, you are going to get the prize here. And I got the prize. Not I, we got the prize. A couple of months later, I get a phone. Frau Sema, Sema Hanım, do you remember me? I'm Cemil Ağacıkoğlu. I said, yes, I'm in Berlin. Can I invite you for a meal? I said, yes. So we met. Not one single word about films, art, nothing. Just drinking wine, talking. Couple of months later, I was in Istanbul, I phoned him, and he told me later that I phoned him just at that moment when he was looking at my pictures, photos. And so I was in Istanbul. I went to his office. I worked on his script, and he was making his second film, and we were looking for actors and actresses. And I didn't know he gave me the main part of this film. And I played in this film, and I got the prize in Istanbul of Film Festival, the Golden Tulip, as Best Actress. Everything in my life with my profession is by chance. I'm not focusing it, it just happens. Yes, sorry.
Can you hear me? Okay. Well, thank you. It was a very gorgeous movie, very complex. And you were explaining, there's this stereotype around a certain kind of Turkish migrants, and there are other types of families. And in the movie, I loved, for example, you put a picture, a portrait of Atatürk. There's a conversation when the father shows the pictures. Oh, we are coming from the seaside. So for insiders, we know that you can have this complexity. So I really loved it. And I also thought some conversations, for example, around sexuality were very complex. Even things like taking contraception pills today, something that we discuss about, we say, oh, well, women have these side effects. These women are having these conversations. And I thought it's such a great thing, because we tend to think about migrants or people who didn't have necessarily superior education as being not as smart or not understanding. That's not the case. These are smart people. They change their lives. But you show this complexity. I really, really loved it. And I think it's a hidden gem that needs to be rediscovered. I discussed about it before coming with a social worker in France, Gaia Petek. She's quite known. She worked with migrants, second generation, third generation. She didn't know about the movie, but she will watch it. And for us, the main question was, it's about the second wave of migration. It's not, second generation of migration. It's usually in the Yeşilçam cinema, you show the first generation. So the first remark and question on my end is, it's very special. You show the second generation and the complexities, the language, and how characters talk within each other, the two sisters in German, with their parents in Turkish. So it's interesting. How did you work on that process? Because I'm sure you had examples of first generation movies, but this is a different one. And second one is a bit less on the background, but why Gölge, which means shadow in Turkish? Why did you pick up this name? It's not a very common name. So is there a story behind this? Will be remarks.
Well,
and thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you for. Well, one of my girlfriends was Gölge. That was her name, and I thought this name is good for my main character, because till she goes away from home, she is almost in this shadow. Gölge means shadow. The name of the girl, Gölge, means in English shadow. So I thought it is a good name for the girl. Yeah.
It's a movie about the second generation of migration, and usually what I see and I know is we talk about the first generation, meaning your parents who went to Germany. We will have a story about them, but the second wave is the story of people like Gölge. And I was, in your research work, did you look at first generation? Then did you? Because it's a one of a kind thing. I think it's very special in that way.
You see, when we studied, we had no grants from the state. So during all my studies, I had to work. And I am really not the first Turkish student in a film school. I was also probably the first social worker of in Berlin. So I worked always with youth, mostly with young girls, but also with boys and with children. That was my work for many years. That's why, and of course, you get to know their parents also, and how these families live, and I must tell one story. I was working in a youth
center.
Center. I was 23 years old, and there were drug addict young Turkish and Kurdish boys, and they didn't know who is this girl, and they really thought I'm a prostitute or something, or you know. And one day, these guys needed money, and they sold themselves in a park at the corner to German homosexuals to get some money. But they were not gays. It was just, to earn money, and that was very difficult for them. And for the money they made it, but still, with their character, etc., they were not happy with it. So always they beat up the German guys who were workers, street workers, and the guys who were working as social workers. And one day, one of them came to me, and he was going to slap me. But I'm not afraid, you see. I'm as a person, I'm rather courageous. And my first sporting activity was boxing. I was 5 or 6 years old. Our father was boxer, then wrestler. He was a sportsman. And he took me at the age of 5 and 6 in this club, and he could stand there like this. And then he said, "Yes, now you have to box me, you have to box me." That was my first sporting activity.
And very important, don't open your hand, you have to make a fist.
Right.
Because you will hurt yourself if your hand is open.
So this guy was going to slap me, and I wasn't afraid. And I was looking into his eyes. Then I saw him, shake. His hand began shaking. And I knew he's never going to hit me. And he didn't. And many years later, and when I'm in Kreuzberg, in a restaurant or Imbiss or somewhere, they always said, "It is paid, you don't have to pay." I said, "Why? I didn't pay anything." So my old boys were, working there, or they even were the owners of these...
delinquents
yeah.
At that time.
Yeah, and so I was always invited by them, imagine. So it makes me happy, of course.
I think we have time for one more question, if there's anything. Then, if not, I just want to, again, thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for your great questions. The film is playing again on Wednesday, so please do... It's Wednesday, no? Check the program. It's Wednesday, I think. Please spread the word. I mean, as you said, it really is a hidden gem, and I hope it gets seen by more people. So yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you, really.
Thank you.